Good morning. Welcome to 2026. First Speak Loud podcast in a new year. So excited to be back. I hope you guys are excited for 2026. A lot of just incredible, awesome things in 2025. So much that we accomplished, so many incredible businesses that we were able to partner with and work with in just so many different ways. Some of the local groups that we were able to work with, some of the nonprofits that we were able to work with. I made a post on my social some time back, and then kind of doubled down on it as we came into 2026, and just impact is truly how I want our success as individuals, success as a company, to be measured. And I am just grateful for the impact that we are able to have on not only businesses, but our community, our local partners. Just incredible. And we're excited for more in 2026. And impact is one of the words. I saw a lot of people posting about the words they were going to be focused on, for 2026. Some people chose one, kind of went with a couple, but impact was one of those. And I truly believe that, I think there's a level of every business owner has to be focused on, the numbers. We have to know those things. We have to know where we stand. And I think that's important. But I think that if the true measure of success becomes that impact that you are able to have, I say specifically with our business and what we do, to know that we're having an impact not only on our clients' businesses, but that reflects in their personal lives, their kids' lives, their families' lives, their employees' lives, but then us directly from that being able to use it as a vehicle for our own impact, whether it be personal or through our company. And I think to me it keeps the heart of it, there. It keeps it forward, and it keeps the focus where it should be. And all that being said is, of course, all of that comes back and ties back into what are we going to do in the business? Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? How are we going to level up, scale up? All those fun things. But there's an ultimate kind of motivation on the back end of that. So all that to say, just like you, most likely, we are excited for 2026 and the things that we are going to do. To give you a glimpse into our business and kind of what that looks like, some folks, their businesses are extremely busy over the holiday season. They have, retail has sales, they're open all the time. The day after Christmas is a big shopping day. For us, typically the kind of 2 weeks between Christmas going into New Year's, New Year, but you get what I'm saying. We usually see some type of a lull. A lot of our clients are not scheduling video shoots. Ads are a constant, right? Like those things are always running. Typically, there's not big adjustments or changes that happen over those 2 weeks. Typically, we get into about this time, beginning of January. That's when some new things may roll out and some new tweaks may happen. Some new programs may be rolling out, things like that. But during that 2 week period, every year, the first year that I was in business, I got extremely nervous because my emails slowed down, my text messages slowed down, and I started, what is going on? Why is no one reaching out? Why am I not hearing from people like I've been hearing from people? I just didn't know what to expect. And then going into year two, I kind of was like, remember last year and what took place and what happened, and let's see if it's the same. And it was very similar. So now you fast forward, 4 or 5 years down the road, kind of come to expect it. I will say that one of those weeks we were busier than we usually are. We did have some meetings, we had some calls, still not nearly as busy as we are typically. So I always plan during that time to really spend some time working on some internal things. Some years that has been um, refining communication, fixing CRM, just bugs or issues, or building something out, maybe an automation that I've wanted to be there, but it took, a dedicated amount of time to get that done. This year it was a few different things, and I always like to share because I feel like we can, again, we're better together as a collective group of business owners learning from each other. And this year it was a couple of different things. I've shared very openly that we hired a coach. I guess it's been 45 days ago, almost 60 days ago. We hired a coach for our agency, for our business, because we have goals. Just like you watching this, you likely have goals. And if I had to suggest something, it would be to find someone that can mentor or coach or guide. I don't think it even necessarily has to be industry specific. I think there's a lot of um, sketchy is probably the best word to use. There are programs that exist and coaches that use buzzwords from certain industries. I would just be cautious, and I would do my research, and that's exactly what we did. I went and looked at, started with Google, started with some Facebook groups that I'm in, and started just asking for recommendations. Started watching some content. Started reviewing websites, reviews, all these different things, and we landed on a particular company and founder that I just connected with. That I liked the way that they presented things. I liked their initial strategy when I talked with them, and so we've worked on beginning to implement some of those things. And that's what I was able to do over those couple of weeks, is really hone in on kind of what we had accomplished so far in the first 30 or 45 days, and what was coming up over the next kind of 30, 60-day sprint, and what did we need to have in place to ensure that those things happened in the timeline that they should happen. And my coach will ensure that they do, because if they don't, I will hear about it. And that's how any good coach or consultant should be. And so I got to work through some of those things. Two other things, and that's what I want to talk to you about specifically today. And I'm not going to give just a ton of details. Those details will come out over the next couple of weeks. But anybody that sits back and is going into a new year, you find things that are, I guess, a gap in your business or offering, and you see that there are a category of people that maybe you don't serve, or you don't have the ability to serve under your current structure. And we identified one of those last year. And some of you are familiar, and if you're not, you should be. But that was us developing and building out our Speak Loud Academy. And what that became is, number one, a community that will be built over time of business owners that are all trying to learn how to do some of what we do inside of their own business. From a size perspective, I wouldn't say it's really a size, it's maybe a revenue, but it may be size for some business. They're not really to the place to where they could hire an agency like ours, but they are also not in a place where they can just ignore it. They could be a startup, they could be just getting going, they could be several years into their business and just never really focused on building out a social media presence, running any type of paid ads, working on SEO. And so we wanted to build, again, number one, a community where those people could come in and ask questions, not only to myself and our staff, but to the community. There's going to be some people in there that have worked on SEO before. And for them to ask a question, it can be answered by not only community members, but it will also be answered by us. And so the way that works is it looks kind of like a social media platform. You can post a question, you can attach a photo, which we highly suggest, like a screenshot or something. And what do you guys think about this graphic? What do you think about this page in terms of content? What do you think about this new blog we wrote? We're going to provide feedback, and we do that through a biweekly live call that we hop on Zoom. Everyone that is in that community has access to that call. We will post the recording of that call. So if you can't make it, I will say again, we always encourage, if you can attend, because you're able to ask questions or let us know if that answered your question or dive a little deeper. But even if you don't have a question, just being there and listening to us answer some of those other questions, it applies. It applies to your business. Like you're like, well, I'm not in HVAC. I'm in retail. Well, some of the principles still apply. Marketing is marketing. Advertising is advertising. It's just a different offer, different problem that you're solving. And so it all still applies. The other side of the academy is we built out the classroom side where you are able to go pick and choose. I want to watch this course on Canva. I want to be able to create better graphics and flyers and things for social, but also for print. And I want to build a slideshow and I want to build some things to put up in the windows. We teach Canva. So there's beginner and advanced. Like here's the basics. Here's how Canva works. We have ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. You can go in there and be like, I want to launch a Facebook ad campaign, but I have no idea where to start or what to do. There's beginner and advanced. We have SEO in there. We have some AI in there. We've just put a library together that we are continually updating of these courses to where you can learn specifically how would an agency like SpeakLoud, how do they go about this? Because I know they know what they're doing. They're a professional company that does this for a living. I'm going to go learn from them. So we built out, again, that was our gap that we focused on last year, that is our lowest tier. They're just getting started. They don't really have the finances to afford someone like us in a professional capacity or a consulting capacity, but they need to know how to do these things. And our entire objective is to give that blueprint to them so they can go grow and scale their business. And then at some point, they may choose to become a client of ours. They may choose to hire us in a consultant capacity. But we found that gap and we wanted there to be a solution for them. Next, as we kept going down that, we found that there was another gap between academy and client. There was a small gap that was there that we wanted to close that gap as well. And we wanted to create something that we haven't seen done yet. And we're extremely excited to release that program, teased it on social media. And yeah, it's going to be an incredible campaign. It is, we've called it 5 Mile Famous. And we're really excited to release more and more details on that. But if you're watching this and you're like, I'm in the academy, or I don't know if I fit the academy, or if I fit in like 5 Mile Famous, or I fit in like the client bucket, reach out, drop a comment. It's not hard to find out how to contact us. Go to our website, submit something there, email us, all those things. But we'll kind of guide you in that. We've put kind of some parameters on it to help people decide kind of where they land. And there's a natural progression as well. There's like Speak Loud Academy, then going into 5 Mile Famous, then becoming a client, and then kind of reaching, if there's another tier for you. But 5 Mile Famous is going to be something that is going to take businesses like traditional approach to advertising or marketing, if any, and allow them to be in the game, even if they do not have a large budget, to be in the game. And that's the most of what I'm going to share right now, because that announcement will come very, very soon in the next couple of weeks. Now we fast forward to the other end of that spectrum of like you have our clients and you have such a variety of clients. We have clients that are smaller clients for us. We have clients that are very large for us that we are essentially their entire marketing advertising department, where we handle everything from SEO to paid ads. They're creative. We shoot video. We do all of it. We manage the campaigns. We launch the campaigns. We suggest the campaigns. We build out offers, things like that. The next kind of scale point for most businesses is we wanted to create a program for businesses that were, we don't need or potentially need an agency. We maybe don't know what we need, but we know that we're successful. We've reached a certain level of success in our business, and that's different for everybody. It could be $1 million. It could be $10 million. It could be $25 million. But the goal being, we want to do more. We want to go to the next level. But to reach that next level of success, things have to happen. Systems have to be implemented. There have to be certain procedures that are put in place. There may be certain staff members that have to be put in certain place. There may be hiring and recruiting. There may be applications that have to be integrated into the business. There's just certain things that have to happen for you to go from, say, 1 million to 3 million or 5 million to 10 million. Those jumps are large, and you have to be able to decide what are the things that we're going to integrate that makes sense. And a lot of you can make those decisions on your own. You can go search the internet, you can talk to reps, you can do all these different things. But I will tell you, all service providers will make their thing sound like it works. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But what we have created is going beyond. We've been told numerous times that you guys are really more than a marketing and advertising agency. When we work with you, we're talking about the business as a whole. We're talking about everything from like recruiting and hiring to training to sales to actual marketing and advertising, lead gen, but then into the like systems and processes side. Like, how do you handle customer service? How do you handle this? Okay, let's talk about your products. Let's talk about your margins. Let's talk about your customer acquisition costs. Let's talk about their lifetime value. Like, we walk through this gamut with our clients because the ones that are on that level with us, we need to know those things and they need to know those things to be able to make educated decisions and make those processes the best they can be. So we wanted to create a program to cater to those businesses that they maybe need an agency, they may not need an agency. They don't know, and honestly, we don't know in the beginning. But we wanted to create a program that we can essentially offer consulting and coaching to these types of businesses, to where we can come in, whether it is on a one-time basis, it is on a quarterly basis. What we have several options that we will be rolling out and explaining in depth soon. But that program, and again, super, just everything that we add, that we have thought through, talked through, coached through, we're excited, obviously, as any business would be, to roll out something new. But that program is called Amplified Equity. And the entire idea behind that program is that we want to take someone from point A to point B. Very clear goals. You want to go from 5 to 10 million. You want to go from 1 million to 3 million. You want to go from 500,000 to 2 million. Whatever that number is we want to be the partner to amplify your equity, whether that be that you are building a legacy business or you are building specifically to scale and sell. Those are two very different goals that need two very different approaches. So this is our 2026. We are still extremely focused on our clients. We love our clients. We love the work that we're able to do with them. We love the success we are able to share with them. We love the impact we are able to have because of those things. 2026 is going to be an awesome year. Adding in 5 Mile Famous and Amplified Equity. Extremely excited. And I want you to be excited as well. Because you fit somewhere in this offering. And it's not a money grab. It's not a sales pitch. It is, we wanted to create programs that line up, match up, and sync up with your business, where you are and where you want to go. And we wanted to have something that we could offer for that. We understand that not everyone is our client, but we absolutely want to be able to have a program that fits if you want it to. So this is the very first podcast for 2026. And I want to get those things out there because we did make some social media posts about 5 Mile Famous. We have not made any social media posts about Amplified Equity. So if you're watching it here, you're the first to hear about it. And as I mentioned, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be rolling out some more details, some more probably teasers in the beginning, but some more details on that. If you're like, no, raise my hand, that is exactly what we were thinking. It's what's on my paper and what's on our vision and our focus for 2026, then go ahead and reach out. We'll have a conversation with you and walk you through it. But we're extremely excited for it. And we're just looking forward to 2026. So I hope you are as well. And if you have not done these things, if it's already, the first week of January and you have not sat back and gone, what did we do last year? Revenue, profit, growth, team building, all these things. If you have not walked through that yet, I encourage you to do so. I don't care how big your business is. I don't care how big your team is. If it's a team of one, I could care less. But I think it's important that we sit back and we make these kind of reviews, but then we also make our goals. And as I mentioned in my post about our words, the words are only good if we take the actions that align with the plan to get there. Because I can say impact all day long, but then if all I think about is numbers, 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 and I don't give back and I don't do the things that the impact would allow me to do, then they're just words. But I would encourage you to take pen to paper. If you're a digital person like me, then do it that way. I don't care how you do it. Do it somewhere where it is written or typed to where you can go back to it and you can review and say, this is where we were last year. These are the things we did last year: revenue, sales, impact, growth, team, adding team members, training team members. And this is where we want to go. This is what we want to do. It needs to be realistic. It needs to be SMART goals. Most of you know what SMART goals are. You need to make sure that you can measure them, measure them, that they are attainable, they're realistic, all those things. So do those things. If you've already done those things, I want to hear about it, because I love just talking shop. I love talking about business and growth. It gets me jazzed up. It makes me excited for you. So drop them in the comments or reach out to us on social. We'd love to hear about your goals and what you're planning for 2026. But just want to say, have an incredible first back to work week of 2026, and we will see you guys. Our plan is to try to drop one of these once a month. We would love to do it more frequently, but just trying to be realistic in terms of time. We not only do these podcasts, but then we also have those calls that we're doing inside of the academy. So if you want to double down and you want to be a part of the academy as well, it's school, SKOOL.com/Speak Loud Academy. You can sign up there. There's a 7-day trial, so you can check it out without any commitment. We're excited. We're excited for 2026. Hope you are as well. See you on the next one.